And phrases letter B word is a babe in the wood is called a young defenseless person or abala nari called babe in the woods, a young defenseless person. Next is back in saddle is called a resume duty. काम में वापस लौटा is called back in saddle. Back in saddle. Resume duty. Next is a back me is called support. Back me is called support. समर्थन करना. Next, back on one's feet is called well or successful again. Well or successful again is called फिर से अपने पैरों पर खड़े होना is called back on one's feet. Next, back out of is called withdraw from a commitment. Back out of. Withdraw from a commitment is called mukrana. Withdraw from a commitment, back out of. Next is a back seat driver. It's called interfering in affairs without having knowledge. Without having knowledge is interfering in affairs. It's called back seat driver. It's called बिना ज्ञान के मामले में दखल देना. It's called back seat driver. Next is back to square one. Back to square one is called to return to the starting point. To return to the starting point is back to square one is जहाँ के तहाँ प्रारंभिक बिंदु पर लौटना is called back to square one. Next is back to the drawing board. Used to indicate that an idea has been unsuccessful and that a new one must be devised or plan it all over again. Is called back to the drawing board. Is called नए सिरे से बनाना. Next is a back of defend or support. सहारा देना is a back of defend or support. Next is bad blood, angry feeling. Bad blood. Bad blood is angry feeling or enmity or ill feeling. Next is bad hearts is called people of bad character. Bad hearts is called people of bad character. Next is bag and baggage is called with all one belongings. Bag and baggages, सारा सामान, bag and baggages with all one belonging. Next is ball is in your court. It is called it is up to you to make the next decision or step or to be responsible for further action. It is called ball is in your court. Ball is in your court is जिम्मेदार होना, जिम्मेदार होना. Next, banana oil. Banana oil is called nonsensical talk. Nonsensical talk is called banana oil. निरर्थक बात. Next is bang for the buck is called more value for money. Bang for the buck is called more value for money. It's called उचित मूल्य. Bang for the buck. Next is bark is worse than his bite. Called threat is worse than the action taken. Bark is worse than his bite. It's called गरजने वाले बादल बरसते नहीं. It's called bark is worse than his bite. Next is barking of the wrong tree. Barking of the wrong tree is called trying to do something in a way that will not work or pursue a course of action that will not, most likely to be futile. Barking of the wrong tree is called निरर्थक प्रयास करना. Barking of the wrong tree. Next is batten down the hatches. Is called prepare for a difficult situation. Batten down the hatches is called कठिन परिस्थिति के लिए तैयार होना. Batten down the hatches. Next is be a dab hand at something. Is called skilled in a particular area. Be a dab hand at something. Is called किसी विशेष क्षेत्र के कुशलता. Be a dab hand at something. Skilled in a particular area. Next is be a dead meat. Is called to be in serious trouble. To be in serious trouble. Is called be a dead meat. गंभीर संकट में पड़ना. Be a dead meat. Next is be all ears. B. All ears is listening intensely, very attentive, or to be ready and eager to listen. B. All ears is गौर से सुनना. Next is be all want to. Be all want to is make no difference. Make no difference is कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ना. Next is be an old hat is be outdated. अप्रचलित होना is called be an old hat. Next is be at a loss for words is called not know what to say. Not know what to say. Be at a loss for words is called not know what to say. Next is be behind the times is called be old fashioned. Be behind the times is पुराने जमाने का. Be behind the times be old fashioned. Next is be born with a silver spoon in the mouth is called be born in a rich family. Be born अमीर परिवार से पैदा होना is called be born with a silver spoon in the mouth. Next is be down with is called suffering from. पीड़ित होना be down with suffering from. Next is be glad to see the back of is called be happy when a person leaves. व्यक्ति से जाने से खुश होना is called be glad to see the back of. Next is be going places is called talented and successful. सफल होना is called be going places. Next is be hard hit is called severely affected by something unpleasant. Is called बहुत सताया हुआ is called be hard hit. Is called severely affected by something unpleasant. Next is be hard of is called have very little money. Be hard of is called tanghalmi. Is called be hard of is called have very little money. Next is be in force is called in great strength or numbers. Is called ताकतवर. Be in force, great strength or numbers. Next is be in someone's shoe. Is called face the same situation as another person. As another person is called किसी अन्य व्यक्ति के सामने समान स्थिति के समान करना सामना करना. किसी अन्य व्यक्ति के समान स्थिति का सामना करना is called be in someone's shoe. Next is be in the air. Be in the air is called when an emotion or idea is on everyone's mind or under consideration or still to be settled is called be in the air. विचाराधीन को बोलते हैं be in the air. Next is a be in the red is called to be in a loss or debt. Be in the red is हानि में होना is called be in the red. Next is be in two minds is called unable to decide or to be undecided or to be holding conflicting opinions. Be in two minds is called दुविधा में होना. Next is be left stranded is called unable to live somewhere because of a problem. Be left stranded is called फंसा हुआ रह जाना is called be left stranded. Next is be like chalk and cheese is called be absolutely different. Be absolutely different is called be like chalk and cheese. जमीन आसमान का अंतर is called be like chalk and cheese. Next is be off is to go away. To go away is called भाग जाना. Be off. Next is be on a high alert. Be watchful and ready to take action. Be on a high alert is चौकना रहना. Is called be on a high alert. Next is be on the air. Is called broadcast over the radio or on TV. Be on the air. Is called radio पर या TV पर आना. Is called be on the air. Next is be on the breadline is called be very poor. Be very poor is called be on the breadline. अत्यंत गरीब होना is called be on the breadline. Next is be on the square. Be on the square is called to act and speak honestly. Be on the square is called ईमानदारी से काम करना is called be on the square. Next is be out of order is called a device not working properly or at all. बी आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर इज कॉल्ड उपकरण का काम नहीं करना, उपकरण का काम नहीं करना इज कॉल्ड बी आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर. नेक्स्ट इज बी ओवर द मून is called very pleased about something or extremely happy. Be over the moon. अति प्रसन्न होना is called be over the moon. Next is be under the no illusion is called be fully aware to the true state of affairs is called किसी भ्रम में ना रहना is called be under no illusion. Be under no illusion is called be fully aware of the true state of affairs और किसी भ्रम में ना रहना. नेक्स्ट इज be under somebody's thumb. Be under somebody's thumb is called be controlled by someone completely or under control of is called be under somebody's thumb. किसी के मुट्ठी में होना is called be under somebody's thumb. Next is be wet behind the ears is called young and inexperienced. Be wet behind the ears is called अनुभवहीन. Be wet behind the ears. Next is be worlds apart is called be very different. Be world apart is called बहुत अलग होना is called be worlds apart. Next is bear down to move quickly towards someone in a determined and threatening way. Bear down is called गुस्से से किसी की और तेजी से बढ़ना is called bear down. Next is bear fruit is called produce positive result. Produce positive result is called मीठा फल bear fruit. Next is bear garden is called place of noise and disturbance is called शोर और अशांति का स्थान. Bear garden शोर और अशांति का स्थान. Next is bear in mind. Bear in mind is called remember. Bear in mind is called remember is called ध्यान से रखना is called bear in mind. Next is bear the brunt of is called suffer the worst of something or bear the maximum fury is called सबसे ज़्यादा तकलीफ झेलना वाला is called bear the brunt of. Next is bear the palm is called to win. Bear the palm जीतना is called bear the palm. Next is bear of with is called endure or to be strong enough to continue at a difficult time is called सहना. Bear of with. Next is bear with have patience with. धैर्य रखना is called bear with have patience with. Next is beat around the bush is called avoiding the main topic or speak in a roundabout manner. Beat around the bush is called घुमा फिरा कर बात करना is called beat around the bush. Next is beat one's brains out is called to put forth one's maximum effort. Beat one's brains out is called भरसक प्रयास करना is called beat one's brains out. Next is beauty is only skin deep is called physical appearance is no guide to a person's character. Beauty is only skin deep. बाहरी सुंदरता से बढ़कर भीतरी गुण होते हैं. Beauty is only skin deep. Next is bed of roses is called pleasant situation or an enjoyable state. सुखद स्थिति bed of roses. Next is beggar description cannot be described. Beggar description जो वर्णित नहीं किया जा सकता is called beggar description. Next is behind closed doors is called do something secretly. Behind closed door is called चुपके से पीठ पीछे अनुपस्थित में चुपके से करना is called behind closed door. Do something secretly. Next is behind one's back in one absence is called पीठ पीछे अनुपस्थित में करना is called in one absence. Behind one's back. Next is behind the scene is called unknown to everyone. Behind the scene is called unknown to everyone is called गुप्त रूप से behind the scene unknown to everyone. गुप्त रूप से. Next is the Bell the cat. Do the impossible task. Bell the cat. Do the impossible task is called बिल्ली के गले में घंटी बांधना और असंभव कार्य करना is called Bell the cat. Next is belly laugh is called a loud and unrestrained laugh. Belly laugh is called a loud or and unrestrained laugh. Belly laugh is called ठहाका लगाकर हंसना. ठहाका लगाकर हंसना is called belly laugh. Next is below the belt is called cruel and unfair. Below the belt. Below the belt cruel and unfair or नीतिपूर्ण is called below the belt. Next is bend over backwards. Bend over backwards is called make every effort to achieve something. Make every effort to achieve something or especially to be fair or helpful. हर संभव प्रयास करना is called bend over backward. Bend over backward. Next is beside oneself. Beside oneself is called almost out of one sense. Beside oneself, आपसे बाहर, आपसे आपे से बाहर is called beside oneself. Next is beside the mark, irrelevant. असंगत होना is called beside the mark, irrelevant. Next is beside of both worlds. Beside of both worlds is called a situation wherein someone has the privilege of enjoying two different opportunity. Best of both world. बेस्ट ऑफ बोथ वर्ल्ड इज कॉल्ड दोनों हाथों में लड्डू होना या हर प्रकार से लाभ होना इज कॉल्ड बेस्ट ऑफ बोथ वर्ल्ड. नेक्स्ट इज बेस्ट थिंग सिंस स्लाइस्ड ब्रेड इज कॉल्ड मोस्ट यूजफुल इनोवेशन इन ए लॉन्ग टाइम. बेस्ट थिंग सिंस स्लाइस्ड ब्रेड इज कॉल्ड बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा या उपयोगी. बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा या उपयोगी. Best thing since sliced bread. Most useful innovation in a long time. Next is better late than never. Better to arrive late than not to come at all. It's called better late than never. It's called देर आए दुरुस्त आए और देर से आना अच्छा है कभी ना आने से. देर आना अच्छा है कभी ना आने से. It's called better late than never. Next is between Scylla and carbides. Choice between two unpleasant alternative. आगे कुआ पीछे खाई और दोनों विकल्प खराब होना. Next is between the devil and the deep sea is called between two great difficulties is called आगे को पीछे खाई और दो बड़ी मुश्किलों के बीच between the devil and the deep sea. Next is between the horns of dilemma is called difficult situation or choice. Between the horns of dilemma आगे दो बड़ी मुश्किलों को बीच between the horn of dilemma. Next is beyond the pale, unreasonable or unacceptable is called aswikarya. Beyond the pale, unreasonable or unacceptable. Next is beyond the shadow of doubt with certainty for sure. संदेह के छाया से परे निश्चित रूप से is called beyond the shadow of a doubt. Next is bid fair to seem likely. Bid fair is संभावना लगाना is bid fair to seem likely. Next is big box, a lot of money, एक ही मोटी रकम. Big box, lot of money. Next is birds of the same feather, person of same character. Person of same character एक ही थैली के चटे बटे और समान चरित के लोग. Birds of the same feather. Next is bite of more than one can chew. To take more than one can deal with, or to take on a task too big for oneself is called bite of more than one can chew. अपनी क्षमता से अधिक काम लेना is called bite of more than one can chew. Next is bite someone's head off. Speak angrily without any reason is called बेवजह गुस्सा करना is bite someone's head off. Next is bite the bullet is called to force yourself to do something unpleasant. Bite the bullet is called मजबूर से स्वीकार करना, मजबूरी से स्वीकार करना is called bite the bullet. Next is bite the dust is called suffer a defeat or to die. Bite the dust, हार जाना, bite the dust, हार जाना. Next is bite your tongue. Stop yourself from saying something. कुछ कहने से खुद को रोकना is called bite your tongue. Next is blackout is called lost consciousness. Blackout, बेहोश होना, blackout. Next is black ox, misfortune, दुर्भाग्य, black ox. Next is black sheep, one who is not accepted as part of a family or group because of one's bad conduct. Black sheep is called बुरी प्रतिष्ठा वाला व्यक्ति. बुरी प्रतिष्ठा वाला व्यक्ति is called black sheep. Next is blind alley is called a situation in which no further progress can be made. Blind alley, आगे का रास्ता ना मिलना is called blind alley. Next is blow a fuse. To react very angrily, blow a fuse. To react very angrily, आग बबूला होना is called to blow a fuse. Very angrily react कर. Next is blow his top, very angry. Blow his top is called बहुत गुस्सा होना, blow his top. Next is blow one's own trumpet. Praise oneself or to boast about their achievements is called blow one's own trumpet. खुद को तारीफ खुद करना is called blow one own trumpet. Next is blow over is called pass off. Pass a blow over. बीतना और गुजरना is called blow over, pass off. Next is blow up is called to destroy by an explosion. विस्फोट करना is called to blow off. Next is blue blooded is called of noble birth. Blue blooded is called of noble birth. Next is Bob's your uncle is called it becomes easily and quickly achievable. Bob's your uncle is called काम आसानी से हो जाना. Bob's your uncle. Next is body and soul with all your energy. With all your energy is called जी जान से, body and soul. Next is boils down sums up to संक्षिप्त करना. Boils down संक्षिप्त करना. Next is bone to pick is called cause of quarrel. Bone to pick first झगड़ा का कारण. Bone to pick, cause of quarrel. Next is bosom friend, close friend. Bosom friend, करीबी दोस्त. Bosom friend. Next is bottom line, the most important fact. Bottom line, सबसे महत्वपूर्ण तथ्य. Bottom line. Next is bread and butter, means of livelihood. मूलभूत जरूरत. मूलभूत जरूरत. Bread and butter, means of livelihood. Next is break in is called force entry or enter a building illegally. Break in, बलपूर्वक प्रवेश करना is break in. Next is break a new or fresh ground. Do or discover something new or to innovate or pioneer is called break new or fresh ground. नई खोज करना is called break new or fresh ground. Next is break the ice is called initiate something or to start a conversation. Break the ice is called बातचीत शुरू करना. बातचीत शुरू करना is called break the ice. Next is breathe the fresh air. Breath of fresh air is someone or something new and refreshing. Breath of fresh air नया और स्फूर्तिदायक. स्फूर्तिदायक. नया और स्फूर्तिदायक, breath of fresh air. Next is breathing down his neck. Breathing down his neck is called watching all his actions closely. सभी कार्यों पर ध्यान देना. Breathing down his neck. सभी कार्यों पर ध्यान देना. Next is breathing the air. Useless task. Useless task. Useless task is बेकार के काम. Breathing the air. Useless task. Next is bring about. Cause to happen. Bring about. पूरा करना. Bring about. पूरा करना. Next is bring home the bacon. To be successful. Bring home the bacon. सफल होना और पैसा कमाना. सफल होना is called bring home the bacon. Bring home the bacon. सफल होना. Next is bring the house down. Is called made the audience applaud enthusiastically. Bring the house down. Is called उत्साह बढ़ाना. उत्साह बढ़ाना. Bring the house down. उत्साह बढ़ाना. Next is bring to one's knees. To force to submit. Bring to one's knees. हार मनावा लेना. हार मनावा लेना is called घुटनों पर लाना is called bring to one knees. To force to submit. Next is broken lance with. Broken lance with. To argue against is called विरुद्ध बहस करना. विरुद्ध बहस करना is called broke a lens with. Next is broke down. Wept bitterly or cried. Broke down is टूट जाना. Broke down. Next is broke off. Suddenly stopped. Broke off. Suddenly अचानक रुक जाना. Broke off. Next is broke Frisian's head. To use bad grammar. Broke Frisian's head. खराब व्याकरण का उपयोग करना is broke Frisian's head. Next is broke off. Disbanded itself. Broke off. Broke up. चर्चा के लिए पेश करना. चर्चा के लिए पेश करना. Sorry. Broke off is called disbanded itself is called संबंध तोड़ना. Broke off. Next is broken reed. Support that failed. Broken reed. विफल समर्थन. Broken reed. Next is brought about is called cause. Brought about कार्य संपादन करना is called caused. Brought about. Next is brought to book. Held accountable. Brought to book. स्पष्टीकरण मांगना is called brought to book. Next is brought up. Introduced for discussion. Brought up. चर्चा के लिए पेश करना is called brought off. Next is brown study. A mood of deep observation or thoughtfulness. Brown study. ध्यान में डूब जाना. ध्यान में डूब जाना is called brown study. Next is box me. Irritate me. Box me. परेशान करना. Box me. Next is build castles in the air. Daydream. Have unrealistic idea or to create impossible dream or hopes. Build castles in the air. हवाई केला बनाना और कोरी कल्पना करना. Next is bull's eye. Something that is center of a target. Bull's eye. लक्ष्य का केंद्र. Next is burn your boats. Do something that makes it impossible to return to the previous situation. Burn your boats. पीछे लौटना की सभी रास्ता बंद कर देना. Burn your boats. Next is bury the hatches. To make peace. Forget past quarrel or to settle dispute. Bury the hatches. झगड़ा खत्म करना. Bury the hatches. Next is boot in. Boot in. Interrupt. दखल देना. Interrupt. Butt in. Next is butterfinger. To be clumsy. Butterfinger अनाड़ी व्यक्ति. Butterfingers. Next is butterflies in the stomach. To be anxious and nervous. घबराना is called nervous, anxious. Butterflies in the stomach. Next is a button her lip. Stop talking. Button her lip is बातचीत बंद करना. Button her lip. नेक्स्ट इज बाय ए whisker, बाय ए स्मॉल मार्जिन, बहुत कम अंतर से, बाय ए whisker, by small margin, by whisker. Next is by and by, gradually, by and by, gradually, धीरे धीरे, by and by, धीरे धीरे. Next is by and large, in general or on the whole, by and large, सामान्यतः, by and large, सामान्यतः or in general. Next is by courtesy of, given or allowed by courtesy of is sojourner से, by courtesy of, given or allowed. Next is by fair means or full, by fair means or full, in any way honest or dishonest, by fair means or full. ईमानदार या बेईमान, ईमानदार या बेईमान, this is called by fair means or full. Next is by fits and starts, unsteady or irregularly, by fits and starts, अनियमित रूप से fits and starts. Next is hook, by hook or by crook, by any means good or bad, by hook and crook, कैसे भी करके, hook by crook. Next is by leaps and bounds, is called very quickly, rapidly, swiftly, बहुत तेजी से, by leaps and bounds, by the same token, in the same way, by the same token, एक समान तरीके से, by the same token. Next is by the skin of one's teeth, by the narrowest margin or having a narrow escape, by the skin of one's teeth, is called बहुत कम अंतर से, by the skin of one teeth, narrowest margin. Starts from B letter. Now one word. 163 is a man who remains unmarried is called bachelor. A man who remains unmarried is called bachelor, is abhibahit. Next, a place where bread and cakes are made is called bakery. Is called bakery. ऐसी जगह जहाँ रोटी और केक बनाया जाता है is called bakery. Next, a man having no hair on the scalp. A man having no hair on the scalp is called bald. It is called bald. Let's ganja. Next, senseless talk or writing. Senseless talk or writing is called balderdas. Balderdas is called bakwas. Next, a large bundle bound for storage or transport is called a bale. A large bundle bound for storage or transport is called a bale. Next, poem in short stanzas narrating a popular story is called a ballad. यानी कि गाथा गीत is called ballad. गाथा गीत. Next, using an idea, term or frequently casual talk is called banding. Using an idea, term or name frequently in casual talk is called banding. सविस्तार वर्णना करना. Next, one who is unable to pay his debts is called bankrupt. Is called bankrupt. Is called debalaya. One who is unable to pay his debts is called bankrupt. Next, an instrument used for measuring atmospheric pressure is called barometer. Measuring atmospheric pressure is called barometer. Next, place given to soldiers to live in, it's called barrack. बायोदाव माप सैनिक के लिए बने घर is called barrack. Next, a wooden drum in which beer or oil is stored is called barrel. A wooden drum in which beer or oil is stored is called barrel. Next, revel in and make the most of something pleasing is called bask. Is called bask. Anand lena. Revel in and making the most of something pleasing is called bask. Anand Lena. Next, a group of guns or missile launchers operated together at one place is called battery. तोपों का समूह जो एक साथ चलाया जाता है is called battery. Next, a person who is fond of lighting is called bellicose. is लड़ाकू. A person who is fond of fighting is called bellicose. Next, the sound made by a crocodile is called bellow. Crocodile sound is called bellow. Next one, who helps people by giving them money or other aid is called benefactor. धन आदि से सहायता करने वालों को बेनिफैक्टर बोल जाता है. One who helps people by giving them money or other aid is called benefactor. Next, a person who gains as a result of something is called beneficiary. जो लाभार्थी बोला जाता है beneficiary. Next, deprived for or lacking of something is called bereft. अभाव से दुखी होना is called bereft. Deprived of or lacking of something, bereft. Next, any soft drink except water is called beverage. Next, a group of girls or boys or bars etc. is called bevy. झुंड में रहना. A group of girls, boys, bars etc. is called bevy. Next, a list of books referred to in a scholarly work is called bibliography. A list of books referred is called bibliography. Next, preoccupation with the accusation and possession of books is called bibliomania. Bibliomania is called किताबों के लिए पागलपन होना is called bibliomania. Next, one who is a great lover of books is called bibliophile. पुस्तक को जो लाइक करते हैं उसको बोलते हैं bibliophile. Next, 200th anniversary is called bicentennial. Bicentennial is called 200th anniversary. Bicentennial. Next, happening every second year is called biennial. Happening every second year is called biennial. द्विवार्षिक जो बोलते हैं biennial. Next, a person who is intolerant towards those holding different opinions is called bigot. A person who is intolerant towards those holding different opinion is called bigot. कट्टर व्यक्ति. Bigot. Next, a person who can speak only 2 languages is called bilingual. द्विभाषिक. Bilingual. Next, twice a month is called bi-monthly. Next, capable of being decomposed by biological agents, especially bacteria, is called biodegradable. Biodegradable is called प्राकृतिक तरीके से सड़नशील is called biodegradable. Next, the story of a person's life written by somebody else is called biography. Next, study of living organism is called biology. Study of living organism is called biology. Next, the removal of tissue from the body of somebody who is ill and its examination in order to find out more about the disease is called biopsy. जीवित ऊतकों की जांच करना is called biopsy. Next, very strange or unusual is called bizarre. विचित्र होना is called very strange or unusual is called bizarre. Next, words uttered impiously about God or the act of speaking irreverently about sacred things is called blasphemy. ईश्वर के निंदा करना is called blasphemy. Next, the sound made by sheep is called bleat. Sound made by a sheep is called bleat. Next, a person of South African Dutch descent is called Boer. डच या डच वंशियों को बोलते हैं बोयर, 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 बोयर. Next, one who doesn't follow the usual rules of social life or an unconventional style of living is called bohemian. रूढ़ि मुक्त is called bohemian. Bohemian. One who doesn't follow the usual rule of social life, yeah, रूढ़ि मुक्त is called bohemian. Next, subject or someone to a continuous flow of questions, criticism or information is called bombard. विचार करना is called bombard. Next, using high sounding words but with little meaning is called bombastic. High sounding words but little meaning. बड़े बड़े शब्दों वाला is called bombastic. Next, द्वारा variety of tree and shrubs grown in pots is called bonsai. उथेल बर्तन में उगी झाड़ी का किस्म is called bonsai. Next, a sum of money added to a person's wages as a reward for good performance is called bonus. Next, an avid book reader or one who reads a lot is called bookworm. Bookworm is called किताबी कीड़ा. किताबी कीड़ा is called किताबी जो रीड करते हैं उसको बोलते हैं bookworm. Bookworm. Next, a hunting weapon which comes back used by Australian aborigine is called boomerang. Boomerang. A hunting weapon which comes back used by Australian aborigines is called boomerang. Is called एक किस्म का मोड़ा हुआ बाण जो फेंकने वाले के पास लौट आता है उसको बोलते हैं बूमरॉन्ग. नेक्स्ट, to take something on loan with the intention of returning it is called borrow. Next, one who is well versed in the knowledge of plants is called botanist. Bonspati Bigyani, botanist. Next, the scientific study of plants and their structure is called botany. Scientific study of plants and their structure, botany. Next, a narrow or busy section of road where the traffic often gets slower and stops is called bottleneck. रास्ते का संकीर्ण भाग is called bottleneck. Next, a broad road bordered with tree is called boulevard. मुख्य मार्ग is called boulevard. Next, an arrangement of flower that is usually given as a present is called bouquet. An arrangement of flower that is usually given as a present is called bouquet. Next, belonging to middle class is called bourgeois. मध्य वर्ग लोग is called bourgeois. Next, a shop that sells women clothes and jewelry is called boutique. महिलाओं के वस्त्रालय is called boutique. Next, affecting or relating to cow or pertaining to cattle is called bovine. गायों के संबंधित is called bovine. Next, a shady place under trees is called boyer. पेड़ों के नीचे का छायादार स्थान को बोलते हैं boyer. Next, an act of breaking or failing to observe a law is called breach. नियम तोड़ना is called breach. Next, a factory where beer is made is called brewery. Next, leather straps put around a horse head to control it is called bridle. लगाम करना, leather straps put around a horse head to control it is called bridle. Next, member of a band of robbers is called brigand. Brigand is called डाकू है ना brigand. Next, Hard but easily broken is called brittle. Liable to break easily is called brittle. Next, the young of an animal cared for at one time or a family of young birds is called brood. Young bird is called brood. Next is a meal that is usually taken late in the morning that combines a late breakfast and an early lunch is called brunch. नाश्ता और खाने का साथ खाना is called brunch. Next, a woman with dark brown hair is called brunette. Dark brown hair is called brunette. Next, an itemized summary of estimated expenses for a given period along with proposals for financing them is called budgeting. Next, a gold and silver before using for manufacture ornament is called bullion. सोने चांदी का इंट करना bullion. Next, a collection of sticks is called bundle. Is called a collection of stick is called bundle. Next, a large single detached house with single or double story is called a bungalow. Bangla or कोठे bungalow. Next, carry out a task clumsily or incompletely is called bungle. गड़बड़ करना is called bungle. Next, a government run by officials in a state is called bureaucracy. Government run by official in a state is called bureaucracy. Next, a person who enter a building illegally in order to steal is called a burglar. Next, hole excavated by an animal as dwelling is called a burrow bill. Hole excavated by an animal as dwelling is called a burrow. जहाँ animal रहते हैं उसको बोलते हैं burrow. Next, the sound made by bee is called a buzz. Bee sound is called buzz. Place where cow are sheltered is called byre. गौशाला को बोलते हैं बायर. Next, a group of things that have been hidden in some places called cache. B letter synonym is baffle, chakra देना या puzzle, confuse, perplex. Next is bafflement, उलझना, confusion, bafflement. Next is ban, prohibit or निषेध ban. Next is banal, commonplace, तुच्छ, banal, commonplace. Next is bang, beat, जोर से मारना, bang, beat. Next is banish, expel, exile, निर्वासित करना, banish, expel और exile. Next is banner, poster. Banner is poster. Next is bargain deal. Next is bashful, shy, introverted, bashful, shy, introverted. Next is batter, beat, पीटना, batter, beat. Next is battle, combat, लड़ाई, battle, combat. Next is beacon, call, इशारे से बुलाना, beacon, call. Next is beguile, deceive. Next is behavior, conduct. Next is behoove, necessary. Behoove, योग्य होना, necessary. Next is belief, भरोसा, faith. Next is belligerent, लड़ाकू, hostile, antagonistic, belligerent. Next is beneficiaries is called recipients. Beneficiaries, recipients. Next is benevolence, भलाई, kindness, compassion. Benevolence, kindness, compassion. Next is bereft, deprived, वंचित. Next is bestial, brutish, असभ्य, bestial, brutish. Next is bewilderment, confusion. Next is bewitched, captivated, मोहित, B. Wished, captivated. Next is bibliophile, book lover. Next is bifurcated, is divided into two. Next is bifurcation, division. Next is bind, unity, fasten, bandhna, bind. Next is blabber, nonsense, blabber, nonsense. Next is blend, merge, blend, merge. Next is blink, flicker, blink, flicker. झिलमिलाना, blink, flicker. Next is blister, is chala, owned, bubble. Blister is owned, bubble. Blister, owned, bubble. Next is bloom, flower. Bloom is flower, bloom, flower. Next is blunder, mistake, blunder, mistake. Next is board, food, खानपान, board, food, board, food. Next is boast, pride. Boast is pride, boast, pride, boast, pride. Next is bogus, fake, bogus, fake, bogus, fake, bogus, fake. Next is boldness, bravery, boldness, bravery, boldness, bravery. Next is bolster, strengthen, bolster, strengthen, सहारा देना, bolster, strengthen. Next is bonanza, is bonus, bonanza, bonus, bonanza, bonus. Next is bonhomie, companionship or friendship. Bonhomie is companionship or friendship. Next is brace, is called fortify, तैयार करना, brace, fortify, brace, fortify, brace, fortify. Next is brat, spoiled child, brat, spoiled child, brat, spoiled child. Next is breach, violation, breach, violation. Next is breakthrough, discovery, breakthrough, discovery. Next is breezy, airy, breezy, airy. Next is brevity, crispness, brevity, crispness, brevity, संक्षेप, crispness. Next is brisk, quick, brisk, quick, brisk, quick. Next is brutualize, is ill-treat, brutualize, ill-treat, brutualize, ill-treat. Next is bulky, massive, भारी भरकम, bulky, massive, bulky, massive. Next is bull-headed, headstrong, bull-headed, headstrong. Next is bumptious, is conceited, bumptious, is conceited, अहंकारी, bumptious, conceited, अहंकारी, घमंडी. Next is bustle, हस्टे and rush, हस्टे rush, हलचल, bustle, हस्टे and rush, bustle, हस्टे and rush. Antonym B letter is babel, कोलाहल. Antonym is quiet, शांत, babel. Anto is quiet. Next is baffled, चकित करना. Antonym is composed, शांत रहना, baffled, composed. Next is baffling, रहस्यमय. Antonym is comprehensible, समझने लायक, baffling, comprehensible. Next is balmy, सुखदायी. Anto is hard, balmy, hard. Next is baneful, विनाशकारी. Anto is lucky, baneful, lucky. Next is baroque, विचित्र. Plain, Anto is plain, baroque, विचित्र. Plain is सामान्य. Befuddle, मधोस होना. Anto is explicate, समझना. Befuddle, explicate. Next is belittle, extol, प्रशंसा करना. Belittle, extol. Next is beneath, नीचे, above, opposite. Next is benediction, Anto is criticism, benediction, criticism. Next is benediction, execration, फटकारा, benediction, execration. Next is bequest, Anto is withdraw, bequest, withdraw, bequest, withdraw. Next is betrayal, Anto is loyalty and stand by. Betrayal, Anto is loyalty or stand by. Next is better, is Anto worse or inferior. Better, worse or inferior. Next is a betterment, Anto is deterioration, betterment. Anto is deterioration. Next is bewilder, enlighten. Anto is enlighten, bewilder, enlighten. Next is bias. Anto is fairness. Next is bifurcate, Anto is combine. Bifurcate, Anto is combine. Next is bigot, Anto is liberal. Bigot, liberal. Next is bijer, Anto is unusual or ordinary. Bijer, bichitra. Bijer, bichitra. Anto is usual or ordinary, sadharan. Next is blame, aropo. Anto is praise, compliment. Next is bland. Anto is exciting, bland, exciting. Next is blasphemous. Anto is pious. Next is blemish. Anto is perfection. Next is bless, Asirvad. Anto is curse. Next is blessed. Anto is cursed. Next is bliss. Anto is misery. Bliss. Anto misery. Bliss, misery. Next is blissful, Anto is miserable, blissful, miserable. Next is bleach, tej karna, Anto is obtuse, bleach, obtuse. Next is uh, floated, Anto is deflated. Next is block, Anto is clear. Next is bold, Anto is timid, bold, timid. Next is bondage. Answer is liberty. Swatantra, bondage, liberty. Next is boring. Anto, exciting. Next is bossy. Anto is polity, polity. Next is boundaries. Answer is course. Answer course. Next is boycott. Answer is welcome. Boycott, welcome. Next is brassness. Anto is timidity. Next is bravery, Anto is cowardice. Bravery, cowardice. Next is brazen, Anto is modest. Brazen, Anto is modest. Next is breath, Anto narrowness. Narrowness, breath, narrowness. Bridle, Anto release. Bridle, release. Next is brief, Anto elaborate, lengthy. Elaborate, lengthy, brief. Next is bright, bleak, bright, bleak. Next is brindled, Anto is unflecked, unflecked, brindled, unflecked, bedag. Next is broad, Anto is narrow, broad, narrow. Next is brutality, Anto is humanity or gentleness. Next is bucolic, Anto is urban, bucolic, urban. Next is bog, Anto is handful, bulk, handful. Next is buoyant, antonym is wetted or gloomy. Buoyant, Anto is wetted or gloomy. Next is Borgian, Phalna, Phulna, Borgian. Anto is shrivel, shrivel, Sukna.